Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. Good evening to all of you in YouTube land, and I hope and pray that you and yours are happy and healthy and safe and well. Right now, the time is approximately 9 p.m. and 6 minutes Eastern Time, and the date is Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. Yep, September 28th, 2022. The moon is waning. No, the moon is waxing, excuse me. The moon is waxing in Scorpio, and the sun is transiting in Virgo. What happens when you mix water and earth? You get mud. So some of you have been feeling really muddy in YouTube land today, and I hope that that mud settles, firms, and builds a foundation for you of wholeness and healing. So before I get to anything else, I want to first and foremost give a shout out to Martyn and Levi. Martyn's YouTube channel is now known as Martyn's Musings. By the way, Martyn with a Y. And it is formerly known as Tarot in the City, as in tarot _in_the _city. And Levi's YouTube channel is Masculineintuitionreadings, all one word, Masculineintuitionreadings. So they have a live streaming called Witchin' and Bitchin'. Now, fun fact, almost a year ago, actually a little more than a year ago, if I remember correctly, I would sometimes say things like, "Drink up, witches and bitches." So when I saw Witchin' and Bitchin', I was like, I gotta watch this stream. So I finally had the opportunity to watch Martyn and Levi Witchin' and Bitchin'. Oh my God, it was so much fun. First of all, I found it fun. I found it entertaining. Pardon me. And I also found it informative because I was learning about decks that I'd never heard of before. I am a new subscriber to Masculine Intuition Readings, which is Levi's channel, but I've been one of Martyn's subscribers for a few months now, I think. I think I've been a subscriber to Masculine Intuition Readings for about a month, probably a little bit under 2 months to be on the safe side. But the few videos that I've watched of theirs, I have enjoyed immensely. So by all means, I encourage you to follow their respective YouTube channels collectively, because that way you get both Witchin' and Bitchin'. I wonder who's who. Oh my God! Okay. I'm gonna stop being I'm gonna be a little less silly, but I feel good. I feel really good. So now I want to acknowledge my two newest YouTube channel subscribers. They are Dermot Desitoon, Dermot like the Irish name, with 2 T's, and Desitoon, I love that. I don't know what that means, but I love it. And Jonathan Daly, who subscribed to my YouTube channel today. So thank you, Jonathan. Boy, are you going to have a lot of videos to watch between Martyn's Musings, Masculine Intuition Readings, yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, and so many others. And I want to do a quick shout out to a YouTube channel that is very new. There is only I counted 10 videos and 1 short. I don't consider a short a video. I consider it like a separate category. The Mystic in the Woods. And I actually had the opportunity to watch one of her videos just before we began recording, just before Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, and I began recording tonight's video. So I love her energy. I love her YouTube channel. I have a feeling I will be subscribing pretty soon. Her energy is lovely. Her voice is lovely. Just looking at some of the titles of her videos, I'm really digging her vibe, and I'm digging her YouTube channel. So I look forward to exploring more of her YouTube channel. And the one video I watched She talked about autumn decks, Samhain decks, Halloween decks, and she talked about the inner child and shadow work. Some of my favorite topics, because I have a journal that I devote solely to connecting with my inner child. And I have always talked about shadow work, although for me personally, as part of my magical practice, shadow work for me is any time the moon is waning, and specifically the 3 nights before the new moon, which I know to be called the dark moon tides. So for me, shadow work is not a seasonal thing. It is a monthly thing or a monthly thing. But whenever I feel the need to engage in shadow work, I always look to the waning moon, and I always look to the dark moon tides. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to have Drake, again, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, do a close-up of my beautiful t-shirt, which was a gift from Drake himself. Most of you know that I love and adore black cats. I have 2 of them. One is no longer in body, but that's okay. And I love this t-shirt. I love the gorgeous black cat. The cat reminded me of Bast the kitten, because Bast, well, now her eyes are a golden yellow, but when she was a kitten, she's still the youngest of the household, and yet she's the largest. And she's roughly 3.5 years old, so she's no longer a kitten, but I'm going to still call her that, so there. When she was a kitten, she had orange eyes. I used to call her my little Halloween cat. Anyway, so this looks a lot like Bast, actually. And of course, I'm going to have him do a close-up of the beautiful pendant that I'm wearing. So, as some of you know, I change pendants depending upon the transiting sun sign. So the last few years when the sun is in Libra, I wear this white opal pendant. And in a future video, I'll do a sacred story time about some of the things that have come into my life. But anyway, because there is a story behind this, although with me there's a story behind everything. So officially, this is the Many Moons October 2022 video, and I want to spend a few moments, first of all, I want to spend a few moments showing you the gorgeous, 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 glorious cover, and I'm going to have Drake do a close-up of the front cover. As you can tell, it's a little beat up now because we're getting towards the end of the year, but when I saw this, I was beyond mesmerized. I was like, now, I've been purchasing these for the last few years, so, but this was the most gorgeous one to date. And I'm also going to have him do a close-up of the back. Just try to ignore the wornness, because I do use it a lot. But specifically this beautiful pink full moon and this navy blue new moon, and they conjoin to make a Vesica Pisces. I mean, I just love, love, love this beautiful symbol down here. And I love that it's on the left side, because the left side is traditionally the feminine side, the lunar side, the emotional side. So it being on the left lower corner is perfect. But yeah, I dig sacred symbols. And the Vesica Pisces is one of my personal favorites. It's not my go-to, but it is one of my personal favorites. So anyway, so let me read to you what the Sarah Faith Gottesdiener, for those of you who use Instagram, Gottes, wrote in, I had November, I need October. The October monthly overview. October is a bridge month, a space between the worlds, a time when veils are thin and masks come on and off. It is a time to toggle between the interior and exterior, between impulse and action. The number of planets retrograding or stationing direct, and an eclipse later this month, paired with those beautiful yet often destabilizing feelings that this behind the veil time of the year brings, will give this time an all over the place. I'm sorry, let me read that again. Okay. That's why they did that. The number of planets retrograde or stationing direct, and an eclipse later this month, meaning October 2022, paired with those beautiful yet often destabilizing feelings that this behind the veil time of the year brings, will give this time an all over, quote unquote, all over the place kind of energy. Fun fact, right now, 7 planets are retrograding. Now, what blows my mind about that is that in 2020, and I do not remember when offhand, but I want to say sometime between spring and autumn of 2020, at one point 5 planets were retrograding at the same time. In addition, I distinctly remember there were 2 different weeks, and I want to say specifically between summer and autumn, when it seemed as though, it didn't seem as though, it actually was, 2 to 3 different planets began retrograding all in the same calendar week. That still blows my mind 2.5 years later. Anyway, so, 2 years, but you know what I mean. Some gears spin effortlessly. Some seem stuck on a setting you've tried your hardest to not be on. You may desire to travel in deep underworld spaces, but have rude, mundane tasks to take care of. Girl, who you tellin'? You may deserve to travel in deep underworld... Oh, I already read that. See what I mean? It's like that needs to be said again, so here we go. You may desire to travel in deep underworld spaces, but have rude, mundane tasks to take care of. As the world spins and old paradigms decay, soak up all the enchantments you can. Give yourself stretches of time and other levels of consciousness. There's a world that has been built for you, and a world you are building with others who share the same values and visions. Be in both worlds, but not of either. Find magic and heaven within as much as possible. The theme for October is your magic. October is the time to focus on your magic. Remember your magic. Reconnect to your magic. The world is a treasure trove of enchantment, but on some days it can be harder to find beauty. If that is the case, spend more time in nature, the wild, or in your own true nature or imagination. Your magic could be so inherent to who you are that it may not feel magical. Think about what comes so easily to you and spend more time in that zone. If you are depressed, injured, sick, or have circumstances happening that cause grief or self-punishment, it might be hard to tap into the magical energy that flows inside and outside of you. Do things that reflect your magic back to you. Set up altars that can be accessed from bed. Your magic might have been something you hid or that you were made to feel ashamed of. Reclaim it, resurrect it, love on it, and see what comes from that healing and investment. The solar eclipse at the end of the month is a good time to do that consciously, or it may end up bringing up these themes of shame, shadow, and identity in unexpected ways. This month is a wonderful time to make magic. Learn about the witches, brujas, sorcerers, magicians, and other magical ancestors that have come before you. Tune into spirits, angels, and guides, and infuse ritual and intention into your daily life so that it becomes a potent, ever-transforming spell. For the October Tarot spread, sign up for the Moon Studios Patreon at patreon.com/The Moon Studio. And by the way, I recently found out that pre-orders are being accepted for the Many Moons 2023 Lunar Planner. As some of you may recall, I had a change in my email server. So my email was originally thetarotman@excite.com, and now it is thetarotman@bluetiehome.com. With that being said, it is quite possible that, I will begin, no, I'm getting off topic, I apologize. So, because I didn't change my email address with the Moon Studio, which is Sarah Faith Gottesdiener's company, I did not receive the initial email about the pre-orders. For the record, right now, Sarah Faith Gottesdiener ships the Many Moons Lunar Planners to the United States and to Canada. So if you do not live in the United States and to Canada, I apologize. It is a beautiful lunar planner. I found out from one of my other beautiful YouTube channel subscribers that and she is beautiful in every possible way, let me tell you. I found out that there are some people that did not vibe with the Many Moons Lunar Planners. I have no problem with that. I totally respect that. I totally honor that. It works beautifully for me. I love it. I love it. I love it. And as a Moon Magick Witch, it makes perfect sense for me to have a lunar-oriented lunar planner, or rather a lunar-oriented calendar planner. But I love this one so much, and I do look forward to purchasing my Many Moons 2023 Lunar Planner next month. And keep in mind, this is not something you will find on Amazon.com. This is something that is self-published. She has written about how she does not want to become like Amazon.com. She's written about that on numerous occasions. She's written posts about that on her Instagram account. As some of you know, I no longer use Facebook, so I have no doubt she's written about it on her Facebook page. But I will tell you that I love that. I love that so much. And, you know, I am a firm believer in giving corporate monies, as in millions and billions of dollars, to the witches and to the intuitives and to the artists and to the deck creators and to the musicians and to the sex workers, etc., etc., etc. I am all for that. And I will tell you that I love what she produces. I love what she creates. So consider this my public service announcement, or my psychic service announcement. That's better. My psychic service announcement. You heard it here first on the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. So, yeah, if anybody else uses it, I'm like, I presume you're going to send me a royalty check, right? Right. But anyway, and as soon as I have my copy of the Many Moons 2023 Lunar Planner, I will absolutely do an overview video of it. But I will tell you, get yours, because this is actually late for me. I think that she usually begins sending out the initial emails in late August or early September. And that was Durga, by the way. Durga the cat, formerly known as Durga the kitten, who loves being on top of my refrigerator. That's one of her many perches. But yeah, so I definitely seem to recall that she begins mailing them out between November 11th and December 12th. So that is the prime time. But yeah, I'm definitely purchasing mine before then, so that I can make sure that I get mine. So anyway, thank you to all of you. Well, actually, before anything else, a huge beyond thank you to the Sarah Faith Gottesdiener and all of the people who work with her and work for her for creating, co-creating, offering, and publishing the Many Moons Lunar Planners, as well as all of the other wonderful products that she offers. And of course, to all of you in YouTube land, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do, and for honoring Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos as well. Thank you so much for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel, and also thank you to a big and beautiful thank you to those of you who have scheduled your sessions, including the individual who's having a phone reading with me this Sunday, October 2nd, 2022 at 12 noon Eastern Time, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days from today. And of course, those of you who have bought me a coffee. I wish all of you a beautiful night, a wonderful week, and of course, stay tuned for the next video.